under international law, launching preemptive war to prevent another country acquiring a nuclear weapon or some other dangerous weapon is not lawful. We have very clear rules about self-defense. There must be an armed attack occurring or an armed attack must be imminent. Imminent means about to occur. There's some elasticity in that concept, of course, but it does not extend to bombing a country when they don't even have the weapon yet that you say you fear, let alone having made any decision to use it against any other country. You know, imminent means you've intercepted an order to the state's military to fire a weapon at some point in the very near future. We were a long way from that in Iran, and this is an intervention to stop Iran getting a nuclear weapon, which nobody knows how this is going to end. And when we look at the last series of US-led interventions, Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan, these were all disasters. Huge numbers of people were killed in those conflicts. The consequences were utterly unexpected, at least by those who launched the wars, not by anybody who had studied what usually happens in these kinds of wars. And so it doesn't actually, you know, on a net basis, improve global security. It's a recipe for further destabilization, possible insurgency, fragmentation, politically within Iran, in the region, destabilization of neighbors through refugee flows. Series of US-led interventions, Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan were being used as part of the aggression against Iran, and those states failed to stop that use by telling the Americans they can't use those bases in that way. Only then. You know, international law has been against this for a very long time because of the acute risks it poses. You know, we live in a world where many states have adversaries. Many states would like to absolutely disarm, you know, any capability of their adversaries to attack them at some point in the future. And if you accept a world in which unilateral, subjective decisions by one or a few states are acceptable to launch military attacks on foreign governments, that's an incredibly slippery slope. It means you've intercepted an order to the state's military to fire. You know, of course, everybody understands the moral argument that maybe, you know, sometimes there could be a justified case of military intervention to stop, you know, the Rwandan genocide, for example, or ethnic cleansing in Kosovo. That's not the reason for this war. This isn't a humanitarian intervention. This is an intervention to stop Iran getting a nuclear weapon, which it has wanted in significant part because Israel has nuclear weapons. Anyway, it's kind of illegal, but, you know, maybe morally acceptable or justified.